Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Jade. It is great to have you here. So I figured since it is the middle of June, meaning it's the middle of the year, we will go ahead and do my top 5 of 2025 so far. I did this over on my TikTok. I literally just posted it yesterday and I absolutely loved it. I tried to skim it down a lot because I did not want it to be like a 10-minute video, but I really loved it so much that I wanted to post it over here, but YouTube Shorts does not allow me to post something longer than like a specific amount of time, and the video was about 3.5 minutes. And so I was like, that's okay, we can talk more in depth of my top 5 books from this year and make it into a YouTube video. So that is what I decided to do. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe and follow me on my other socials if you want. I post a lot of other bookish content over there. But we're gonna start strong with Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins. I absolutely loved this book. I read it in a day. The day that it came out, I immediately bought it on my Kindle and just binged it the whole day. I did not get up. Well, I obviously did get up, but I did not leave my room because I wanted to finish this book, and it was so amazing. Suzanne Collins did such a great job in my opinion. She was able to connect this book with the other ones. Like, it fits so seamlessly into the whole series. It's just amazing what she was able to do with it. This is my top 2 of the Hunger Games series, number 1 being Catching Fire, but this one was so well written. So this is about Haymitch and his games, and you're obviously like following him throughout the whole book, but you don't just figure out what happened to him in his games. You also figure out like what happened to his family, everyone he loved. It obviously starts on the day of the raping, July 4th, which is also happens to be his birthday. It is just such a profound read, reading Haymitch and kind of seeing a bunch of people that we meet in the original series. You see them again, but this time like we're meeting them when they're younger for the first time. It is so amazing. This fits, like I said, so seamlessly into the series. I loved figuring about Haymitch and why he is the way he is, why he's an alcoholic, and all the things that he went through, and how Snow also kind of made an example out of him. It was so devastatingly beautiful. You are going to read page 1 and start crying and then just never stop. You will be crying from cover to cover. This one was so amazing. I definitely recommend not only Sunrise on the Reaping, but the series as a whole if you have not yet read The Hunger Games. Suzanne Collins knew what she was doing and she did it so perfectly. This book was executed just so amazingly. No one else could have done it better. She is just that girl. So the next book I'm going to be talking about is Meadow Slinger by Rachel Schneider. This one is, I feel like, starting to make a little noise in the book world. When I first read it, which was earlier this year, I finished it and literally thought to myself, I have no one to talk to about this one because no one I knew had read it yet. But I went into this book blind and I really recommend you doing that. I feel like it makes the book a bit better if you go in not knowing what it's about. This one is filled with secrets, treachery, betrayal, all these different things, like a lot of elements that fantasy books have. I didn't actually. The beginning of this book does take a second for you to get into. You're figuring out who is who, obviously our world building, but you do get those complicated elements right off the bat, but stick through it because once the plot starts rolling, I got so connected to our characters and to the plot at hand that I could not put this down. I finished this book and like I said, I was just so like blown away that I immediately was telling everyone like, you need to read this book, you need to read this book. My sister just read it. I read this, I think, like in February or March, but I just needed everyone to read this book because I needed people to understand what I was going through at the time. But it is super amazing. I loved what was happening, what we were reading about, our little enemies to lovers situation that we had going on. I definitely recommend this one if you're looking for a fun enemies to lovers romantasy. Next book that I'm going to be talking about is Wildside by Elsie Silver. I absolutely love this book. I know some people didn't just because it is a wrestling romance. I've never read a wrestling romance before, so whenever those parts of the book came up, I was very much confused. But some people could not just like picture the wrestler and the whole wrestling aspect of the book, and so that's why it kind of put them off of it. But I absolutely loved it. I thought it was super fun. It was very different. This is also kind of like a single dad. If any of y'all have read any of the other Rose Hill books by Elsie Silver, then you know that this series is mostly all single dads, but this one is a bit different because he is a single dad, except he has guardianship over this little boy. the boy's mom passes away and she gave guardianship to our male main character, Sebastian. Is his name Sebastian? Where did I get that from? His name isn't even Sebastian, it's Reese. So Reese gets guardianship over the little boy, and the little boy's aunt also has like a guardianship also, and she is wondering why this random man got guardianship over her nephew, because she has no idea who he is. She's like only ever met him one time and she did not get a good impression of him at all, so she is just very confused as to why he has guardianship also. So you kind of have that little mystery element, but also at the same time we're dealing with Reese and Tabitha, and again Tabitha does not like Reese, but they're stuck raising this little boy together, and so it's forced proximity, hate to love. Again, there's that little mystery why Reese is even like a guardian to the little boy, and so it is so fun. And of course you get something a little different with him being a wrestler and all these wrestling like parts of it. I thought that this one was fun. I absolutely loved this one. This one's definitely my favorite out of the Rose Hill series, but I feel like if you are kind of on the edge of reading this book or not because of all the mixed reviews, I say definitely give it a try. It is a bit different, but I absolutely loved it. I fell in love with our characters. I fell in love with the storyline. Just all the scenes that they had together was so fun. And Tabitha, she is that girl. She did not let nothing, if something was happening and she felt like miscommunication was at hand, she put a stop to it. She did not let that happen to their relationship. She did not let that ruin them, and I loved her for that. She knew what she wanted and she went for it. She's definitely a strong female main character. I absolutely adored her, and I love the fact that she stood on business. She did not let nothing get in the way of her and Reese. The next book that I'm going to be talking about is The Bodyguard by Catherine Center. This one was so fun. I have talked about this one so much, but Catherine Center is definitely becoming one of my favorite authors to read. She just knows what she's doing. I always say that she has a way to get you to root for her female main characters from the very beginning, and this was obviously no different with The Bodyguard. I absolutely love this one. This one is about our main character. Her name is Hannah. She is an executive protective agent, better known as a bodyguard. And some things happen in her life. Her mother passes away. Her boyfriend breaks up with her. Her best friend ends up like sleeping with her boyfriend. It's this whole thing. So she is just trying to get away from her life, and she wants a change of pace, a breath of fresh air, if you will, and she wants to go on this assignment overseas. Well, her boss is like, no, you are not going to go overseas. I have an assignment right here for you next door, same state, which is Texas. He's like, you won't have to go nowhere. She's like, that is not, like, no, I want to leave. And he's like, too bad, this is what you're going to do. You're going to protect the celebrity Jack Stapleton. And she's like, what? And he's like, yeah, because he has a stalker and he is just being very difficult, and so you are going to have to protect him and make sure that the stalker does not harm him. And she wants nothing to do with this assignment because she does not really care for Jack Stapleton, and again, she's just dealing with so much in her personal life that she wants to get away. She does not want to stay in Texas where all these problems are accumulating. She wants to leave. But Jack Stapleton is coming home to Houston because his mother is sick, and he's going to live on his parents' ranch and help take care of her and help make sure she's okay. And so he needs to bring a bodyguard with him because that's what his team told him. Like, if you're going to go home, you're at least going to have a little bit of protection with you. So then Hannah is tasked with protecting Jack, and this was so fun because normally, since it's the guy protecting the girl, it's like a bodyguard and a princess or whatever, the fact that it switched in this one adds for such a comedic element, and it's just so fun. This is also a breath of fresh air. I love that the roles were reversed in this one, and I loved how Jack was able to show Hannah what it means to be loved and supported, and to show her that not everyone you love will leave you. And so this one was just so good. I loved Jack and Hannah's relationship. I just absolutely loved it. I binged this practically in one day. I was buddy reading this with my friend Jade over at Jade and Her Books on Instagram, and so I had to like pace myself so that she could also like keep up. But if it was up to me, this would have been done like within an hour. I absolutely did love this one. I recommend this one to anyone who wants to read a fun contemporary rom-com. This is the one for you. And my last book that I'm going to be talking about, which is certainly not least because I love this one so much, but it is Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez. I absolutely love this one. I always say the big part of why I gave this 5 stars. All these books, by the way, that I'm showing y'all, I gave 5 stars. But the big reason why I gave this one 5 stars is because I related so much to our male main character, Jacob. He deals with severe anxiety, and while we were reading his POV in this book and see him going through the motions of his his anxiety when he's out in public and all these different things, and just having to work through life with this. Just saw myself so much in him. I was literally reading his POV in this book and thinking to myself, Abby Jimenez went into my brain, figured out how my brain works, and then found a way to put it on paper. This is literally me. Jacob is me. I related so much to him because of his anxiety, and I love that Brianna never once felt like he was a burden because of it. She just tried to make him feel comfortable to the best of her ability, and she was just always there for him and super understanding. And it just shows you that love can endure. Like, love stays. If he wanted to, he will, you know, that type of thing. Like, love just endures all. And I loved the representation of what it means to live with anxiety in this book. I think it was so well written. Abby Jimenez did the best job that she ever could have done, and she did it so well. I will say the ending was a little frustrating. So for a second there, it was 4.5 stars, but then I was like, I need to quit being so picky, and I changed this to 5 stars because even though the ending did make me a little angry and frustrated, the overall vibes of this book was definitely a 5-star read for me. I will pick this up because not only, okay, it's also super funny because Brianna gets a bad impression of Jacob from the very beginning. She's like, I hate that man, he's horrible. And Jacob in his mind is like, I don't know why this like girl that I have a crush on at my new job is like hating on me, like I did nothing to her. And Brianna will be talking about him to their co-workers, and they're like, Jacob, you're talking about Jacob, he's like the most nicest selfless man you will ever meet. And she's like, which Jacob are we talking about? Because it is definitely not the new guy at work. And so it was so fun watching that little miscommunication happening, and also reading about her changing her perspective on him and knowing like, oh wait a second, I was just so totally off. Like, I do not even know what I was thinking. Like, he is the most selfless guy ever. So that was also really fun and really cute. I loved their romance. Everything about this book is amazing. The banter, the romance, the representation, except the ending. But I would definitely recommend this to you. And this whole series, also the Part of Your World series, but I would definitely recommend Yours Truly to you if you want a nice little rom-com that also has a deeper meaning to it. And that is it. Hopefully this is a short video. I honestly just gave all my thoughts that I have on it. I yapped a bit longer than I did in my TikTok video, but I love this video. I am so proud of the one that I posted on TikTok. I love talking about these books because they are my favorite of the year so far. Who knows? I don't know, some will get bumped off or what happens, more books will get added on. I don't know, but I'm having so much fun reading this year, and I'm so excited that I started this YouTube journey. And anyone who is still here to watch, I just thank you so much. I love doing this, and I love that people love reading. Also, I love to share my joy for reading, and I'm trying to get everyone that I know to start reading because it is so amazing. But I just wanted to thank y'all for staying and for watching this video, and I hope you like and subscribe. Again, I post more content over on my other socials. TikTok, I do short form videos, and then on my Instagram, I just post a lot of bookish photos. But if you think that you are going to be interested in that, go ahead and follow over there, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye!